Okay, so second part of the review, because it's a long review. For problem 19, it's the same directions that we had for problem 18, which is determine the finance charge and the monthly payment. For the finance charge, we use the APR table. For the monthly payment, we add the amount financed with the finance charge and divide by the number of payments that we're going to make. Okay, so in here, I want to finance $10,500 for a ring for my fiance, and I'm going to get a 36-month fixed installment loan with an APR of 8.5%. So the first thing I need to do is figure out what's the finance charge. And remember, it's like a twofer. Finance charge, and then monthly payment. Okay. I use a lot of real life stuff, y'all. I just think it's funny. I see it, no one else knows. Okay, finance charge is here. And then my monthly payment will be done here. Okay, so finance charge. The first thing I look at is how many months am I making this payment and what's my annual percentage rate. You use the table. I'm going to go to 36 months, which is right here, and I'm going to go to an 8.5% APR, which is all the way to right here. That 13.64, that's what I'm needing to solve this problem. So I like to write 36 months at 8.5, you could add the percent if you want, is, equal and is, those are synonyms, they mean the same thing. And 36 months at an 8.5%. This tells me per every single 100 that I finance, I'm gonna get charged, what was it, 13.64? And that is a dollar amount, but y'all don't have to put that there, okay? They're gonna charge me $13.64 per every single 100 that I finance. Well, I gotta figure out how many hundreds I'm financing. And the way I do that is you take the cost of what you're gonna finance, which is 10,500, divide it by 100, because that's how it's figured out. And if you do that, y'all, you really just move the decimal, but I'm gonna do it. 500. If you divide that by 100, it's 105, because you move the decimal 2 times, right? So there is 105 hundredths that I am financing. And for every single 100 that I finance, there's a charge of $13.64. So what that means is you take your 105 and you multiply it to the 13.64. This gives you the dollar amount for what you actually are going to be charged, right, for financing it. And I also did that, so it'd be in my calculator. So if I multiply this, you don't have to hit 105 again. You can just hit times, and it says answer times because my answer was 105. Okay, 13.64. I'm going to get charged $1,432.20. So $1,432.20. So I need it, hopefully, to make sense that for the monthly payment, I'm going to make 36 payments on what? On the total price of everything, right? That's what I'm buying this ring for and what you're charging me for financing it, divided by however many months I'm making these payments, okay? So I'm buying the ring for $10,500 and you're charging me $1,432.20. If you want to just do that addition and then divide it in your calculator by 36, that's fine. In my mind, I like it like this because it just kind of takes away one little step, right? Just put it all into your calculator as a fraction, okay? The directions told you for the monthly payment, find the total installment price. This is the total price I'm gonna pay for this ring, because this is how it worked out. This was my ring, okay? And then I'm gonna divide it by 36. So I'm gonna do a fraction. I'm gonna do 10,500 plus my finance charge. And I'm gonna divide it by whoop, I had not moved down. I need to delete things. So this delete button right here, it says delete. I'm gonna push it here and here. Go down, 36, hit enter. Okay, and it's already rounded perfectly for me. Monthly, I'm gonna make $331.45. Payments. Does that make sense, y'all? Okay, because there's a problem on there where you will need to make sure that you understand how to use the APR table for financing something. I think I might be awake. I'm gonna sit down. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. The directions for the problem specifically said use the APR table, right? Even though it's talking about financing something, it said use the APR table. I got my APR table out. This problem right here, I'm still finding a finance charge, not a monthly payment, but like a balance, like the new balance moving forward with this credit card. It does not tell me in the directions to use the APR table. So don't use the APR table. Okay, don't confuse yourself any more than, I hope you're not that confused. You probably might be confused. Okay, find the finance charge and the new balance, y'all. This is another problem where I just kept adding blanks. And then whenever I compared it to the exam, I was like, oh, they actually have two answers here to answer. Find the finance charge and, right? And means as well as the new balance. Didn't say anything about a table, so I don't need my table. It tells me round 2 decimal places, it's money, so obviously. Use I equals PRT for interest when, I hate that this is broken up, but this tells me that T, my time, is what? 1. And that's because I'm gonna find the interest for this 1 month. And then I'm going to move forward looking at all these different transactions to be able to compute what's my balance now for my Capital One credit card the next month, okay? So it literally told me, use I equals PRT. So let me read through this. The previous balance, like on this credit card, right, is $1,468 with a 1.3% interest charged each month, okay? I noticed that I have a P, right? That's like my principal. That's like my previous balance. That's what I'm starting this month owing. And I noticed that I have a rate of 1.3%, but I don't have a T. And I need a T to use this formula. And then I see it right here. I give you the T, okay? So my P is the previous balance. My rate is 1.3% turned into a decimal, which is 0.013. And then my time is what, y'all? 1. Okay, so I'll make sure that's clear. I don't want someone to like start doing this problem and see PRT and you're solving for the interest and then no one understand that I'm telling you what your T is. Your T has to be 1 because I don't care about what the interest is over a year. This is a 1 month balance and I need the interest for a 1 month, okay? So I equals, my P is 1468. Open, my R is 0.013. Close, open, my time is 1. This tells me how much interest I'm going to be charged for this 1 month. If you put it into your calculator, you should get, it is 19.084, and rounded correctly, you get $19.08. That goes right here. $19.08 is what I'm being charged. So it's going to be added to the previous balance, and now that's all that I owe for that month. But obviously, you have a credit card and you're using it, we have more charges and more payments. So just understand with this problem, you add any charges, you subtract any payments. This is a charge. I'm going to add this. What you do for your new balance. Okay, I owe the $1,468, right? And, as in like, as well as, plus, and I owe this charge of $19.08. And I owe any charge that's listed here. But don't add that payment. The payment, this is going to be the only thing that gets subtracted. So I owe the $14.68 and I owe $19.08 and I charged my card for $267 and I charged my card for $865.50 and I charged it again for $66.66. Then I made a payment. I'm taking off $1,000 from what I owe. And then I turned around and I'm going to owe this charge of $178.68. And my new balance is going to go right here, y'all, because I don't have enough room right there. Okay? So you get your calculator. You get your calculator, you clear, and you start adding everything up and subtracting if needed. All payments are subtracted, all charges are added. I owe this. This is a charge. Previous month balance, $14.68. I had to figure out what the interest was for that amount of money that I owed, and I got $19.08. It's a charge, so I owe it. Then I charged $267, $8,655, $6,666, and then don't go too fast because I almost did a plus. I noticed that I made a payment. When I make a payment, that comes off my balance, so I'm going to subtract $1,000. And then I did another charge of $178.68. That amount gets added. And my new balance, the next month when everything rolls around and everything gets calculated, I now owe $1,864.92. So just understand that the interest, this is a charge. Okay? But why did I say finance charge? I don't think I was trying to explain how I left out a blank. It should say interest, or it might just want new balance. Damn it, that sucks that I can't remember off the top of my head. Just understand that the interest that you're getting charged is a charge. You add all your charges, okay? Don't leave that one off. I almost did that last time whenever we were teaching it, remember? Okay, so new balance, $1,864.92. Now I am kind of wondering if this is a twofer. I think it might just be where it says new balance, okay? But you do have to figure out this interest first and then make sure you add it in all the other transactions that are going on. Okay? Okay. So, problem 21 says find the monthly payment and interest payment for a mortgage. Use the monthly principal and interest per $1,000 table. Monthly principal and interest payment per $1,000 of mortgage. That's the only thing that I didn't put in there because here it says mortgage. But it told me what to use, and I have the table during the test so I can use it. Okay? I'm trying to think of how I could show both. Okay. So, how is this? I read the problem. This one's not super wordy. It just kind of tells you for how long is your mortgage, the amount that you finance, and the annual percent rate, because that's really all you need, especially when you use this table. We have a 20-year mortgage. We're financing $235,000, and my APR, right, that rate is 4%. So what I do, when I look at this table, I notice I need to know my rate, and I need to know my number of years. Okay, well, I got 20 years. And then I got 4%. This is where they overlapped, right there. Okay. This 6.05980, I'm going to get charged for every single $1,000 that I mortgaged. Okay. That I mortgage is really important. Okay. So let's see. 20-year at 4% is, I look at my table, I find it, 6.05980. That's how you use the table. Now to solve the actual problem, I know it's per $1,000. That's what it even says here. So I need to see how many thousands am I mortgaging. My mortgage is 235,000 divided by 1,000. You're going to get 235. With these two amounts right here, you multiply them. When you multiply these, you have your payment. That's it. Okay? So you do 235 times 6.05980 equals, if you get your calculator and you do 235 times 6.05980, my monthly mortgage is $1,424. And then if you notice, it's 0.053. If I round that, that 3 is going to keep that 5 of 5, and it just ends up being a nickel. And be sure to put your answers in your blank so that you can get points. So very similar to the other table that we used when we were like financing something. Here it's just mortgage, so the amounts are different, and it's per thousand, not per hundred. So you divide by 1,000. Okay, you have to see how many thousands exist. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, that's kind of like a quick, easy, like you kind of just, those 3 steps, find it on the table, and then you are done. We got one more problem, just like 21, and then we have 2 problems. And y'all, actually, we did 24, same numbers, same everything, but I'll probably go and do it anyways. That way you can have it on your piece of paper. Okay. Problem 22. All I'm given is each little piece of information I need to solve this. The directions go along with the previous problem. Find the monthly principal and interest payment for a mortgage. Use the monthly principal and interest per $1,000 table, rounded to decimal places if needed. Here I have a 15-year mortgage. I've financed or mortgaged $275,000, and my APR is 6.5%. So you get your table. Here we go to 15 years. I try to use pink and orange. The orange looks just like the pink. And then I go to 6.5%, which would be right there. So at 15 years, 6.5 APR. It is 8.71107. That is how much money they charge me per every single $1,000 that I am mortgaging. And my mortgage is what? $275,000. So if it ends in zeros, you may just be able to see that this one step right here does not have to be done. But there are 275 thousands in 275,000. And what do I do with this? What I do is I multiply them together, because that's how many thousands I am mortgaging, and that's how much they charge me for every 1,000. You can put that in your calculator. 275 open 8.71107. I get that my monthly mortgage payment is 2,395 and 5,442. Money, be accurate. 4 is less than 5, so that 4 stays a 4. Okay. So literally the exact same problem as the previous one. The only difference, obviously, years, APR, and the amount mortgaged. Okay. I would assume there's probably only one of those on the test because it's on the easier side, and there's not much difference in the way that you could present those problems. Okay, and I do also know that there's one of these last two. This one right here, the 315, 25 years, 6% with the 25% down. We did that exact problem. I just didn't say names. But that one we literally did the other day. Okay. Determine down payment. Amount mortgage, it should say amount mortgaged. Monthly payment for principal and interest per $1,000. This one, I'll see if I can't edit it. You have 2 options whenever you figure out the monthly payment. With this problem right here, I'm not given like an actual, what am I not given? No, I am given everything. I am given the same stuff, but I'm not wanting as much information. So you just immediately go to the table. for these problems, it actually wants the down payment and it wants the mortgage and then it wants the monthly payment. So the fact that there's like ABC parts, you do have to do a little bit more work here, but I'm going to show you the work itself is not hard, and I know for a fact, I do not doubt this at all. There is an A, B, C blank on the test, okay? So let's figure out part A. Anna is buying a house selling for $235,000. To obtain the mortgage, Anna is required to make a 15% down payment. Anna obtains a 30-year mortgage with an interest of 4%. Okay, so how do we figure out the down payment? It's 15% of $235,000, and of in math means to multiply. So if you take the price of this house and what it's selling for, and you multiply it to 0.15, what you get is what the bank is telling you that you owe them upfront before you could even obtain the mortgage. Okay, to even get this mortgage started, you got to come up with $35,250. Part A was found by multiplying the 15% down payment to the selling price. Okay, 35250. Part B, Part B, determine the amount of the mortgage. If this house is selling for $235,000, and I give the bank $35,250, is my mortgage worth $235,000? Is that what I'm going to start making payments on? I already gave you this amount of money up front, right? So the difference is what I'm going to actually mortgage and make payments on. So if you take the selling price and you subtract what your down payment was, that difference is your mortgage. So 235,000 subtract my down payment. What I get, the amount of money that I owe, that I start making monthly payments on, is the difference, which is $199,750. And then part C, determine the monthly payment for the principal and interest. You could use that gnarly looking formula that has the negative and the exponent in that denominator, or you can just get your handy dandy table. Because what does it say? 30-year mortgage at 4%. So let's start solving C. 30-year mortgage at 4% is 30-year at 4% is 4.77415. And what is that amount? That's the amount I'm going to get charged for every single thousand I'm mortgaging. So let's figure out how many thousands I'm mortgaging. Do I use the why did I say that? Do I use the $235,000 selling price? Or do I use the $199,750? This is the one I'll use because this is my amount mortgaged. So how many thousands am I mortgaging? Use the answer in B to solve for C. Do the 199,750 divide by 1,000 to figure out how many 1,000s are you mortgaging. You get 199.75. And remember these two answers right here, you multiply them together. So if you take your 199.75 times your 4.77415, what you end up getting in your calculator, I don't have my answer in front of me, so I'm going to use my calculator. Divide by 1,000. And then we're going to multiply that to 4.77415. Monthly, my mortgage on this home is $953, and I get 6,364 money, accurate, round to the nearest hundredths. That 6 is greater than 5, which means that 3 becomes a 6.4. But does it make sense? You can't answer C unless you answer B, and you can't answer B unless you answer A. Okay? So like if this is a 6-point problem, each step would be worth 2 points if you get it correctly. Okay, let's do the exact same steps for problem 24, and then that's it. That's all I got for you. Okay? Okay, so I, Jen, am buying a house for $315,000. That's not my mortgage amount, that's the selling price. Okay? In order to even get a mortgage, the bank wants a quarter of that amount down. They want 25% up front. And then after I actually give them that down payment, I'm going to have a 25-year mortgage with an interest rate of 6%. So the way that you're going to solve for A is you have to figure out what is 25% of $315,000. So you take the selling price and you multiply it to 0.25. So 315,000 times 0.25 is 78750. I have to have $78,750 in the bank ready to pay before I even am told that I can start making payments on the remainder of the selling price to even have this house, right? So that's my down payment. The amount that I actually have mortgaged is found by taking what they sold or what they're selling the house for and taking out my down payment. I've already given you that amount of money, so I need you to take it off the asking price. The difference, that's the amount I go to the bank and I say, hey, I gave them almost 80 grand. The difference in what's left over is $236,250. Can I please have a mortgage in this amount? Can this please be how much I mortgage? And they're like, sure, let's figure out which monthly payment is. Well, how are they going to figure out my monthly payment? It's a 25-year mortgage at 6%, which means for every $1,000 I am mortgaging, I'm going to be charged 25-year 6%, 6.44301, and that's actually like $6.44. But it's so accurate that they go that far in their rounding, okay? And so if I'm going to get charged 6.44301 for every single $1,000 that I mortgage, how do I figure out how many thousands I mortgage? You don't use A. You don't use anything in answer A to figure that out. B is the amount you mortgaged. So I need to take the amount that I actually had mortgaged and see how many thousands fit into it, how many exist inside of there. When you do that math, you should get 236 and 25 thousandths exist in that mortgage that you have. And if that's how many thousands I have, and that's how much I'm going to get charged for every single thousand, I multiply them together, that's how much you pay monthly. 236 and 25 times 6.44301 equals, wasn't it like 1522? Y'all remember these numbers? Yeah, it was, right? Okay, so if you keep, okay, I didn't actually do all the math in my calculator, so let me do it now. That's the amount mortgaged, divide by 1,000, and then multiply by 6.44301. I have to pay the bank every single month $1,522.16 for what will feel like the rest of my entire life. And that's it. Very redundant, very formula heavy. Definitely understand your calculator. Convert percents into decimals. Know how to use the tables. Definitely know how to use the tables because these are multi-part problems, they're going to be worth more. And if you don't know how to use the tables, that's where you're going to miss out on the majority of your points, okay?